Hi, and happy winter solstice, everyone. I'm here just to have a conversation with you guys today and talk a little bit about the winter solstice. What does it mean for me? What could it could mean for you? So today is December 21st, 2022, and it's the shortest day and longest night. The solstice means, and the word solstice means is to stand still, it's when the sun stands still. So what it looks like is that the sun sits at one spot in the hemisphere, and it looks like it's at a standstill. So basically, today tonight would be the longest night. And so the 21st, the 22nd, the 23rd, the 24th, the 25th. So starting on the 25th, the sun, you start to see more of the sun. And every day after the 25th, you'll see more and more of the sun because the sun starts to come home. That's why coming, they call the spring solstice, come Easter, the sun is risen. That's why Jesus is risen. Because in the sun is at its lowest today, the 21st, and it goes back to its highest in the spring. I want to say the spring is either the spring or the summer, but I want to say, well, you start seeing the sun more in the spring. So that's when he's risen, or the sun is risen. So what does this mean for you? And what can you do about this? So the winter solstice, you can choose to do it on the 21st. You could choose to do it during this week until after Christmas, or you could choose to keep doing this challenge all the way till spring. Um, it's up to you. So I did not plan on doing anything for the winter solstice because last year we did something for the winter solstice, me, Naya, and Des. But this year I wasn't planning to do anything, but then I realized that I am doing something. So on not January, I'm sorry, on December 12th, I am not drinking any wine. And everybody was like, well, why are you not drinking any wine? And I didn't feel like going into a deep explanation of why I'm not. But the reason why I'm not drinking any wine is because the beginning of this year, basically when spring started, was a lot for me. How it's a lot of big changes that happened for me. And I went through a lot in the beginning of the year, just basically, you know, having to grow, having to let go of a lot of things, a lot of people, um, changing even the place where I live. I just did a complete 360. And the beginning part was very hard. Now I would like to say I'm in the middle of it, but the beginning was a challenge for me. I was confused. I was lost. I didn't know if I was up or down. Really, I did not. And then around September, things start to move. It started to make more sense for me. I got my reading from King Simon, and I was always the type of person that if things change for me and it doesn't change to the way I like it, I go in. I get quiet and I go in. So now, come December 12th, I was like, you you've been thinking about stop drinking wine. And no, this is what happened. This drink that I'm drinking now called Sorrow, I've been trying to make this mixture, this big thing of sorrow. And so it's a Jamaican drink. It's a West Indian drink. So it's a flour, and you boil it, and it's supposed to be extremely good for you, and it is. And it's healthy. So I wanted to put it towards one of my everyday drink. But then I was like, well, Keen, You drink coffee in the morning, you come home, you cook, you have a glass of wine, and then you have a probably 2 cups of water before you go to bed. You're not making time to change this up. And I was like, you're not going to do this. You're not going to do this until you make sure you do it. So I said, okay, fine. This is what I'm going to do because I'm very disciplined. When I want something, I become very disciplined. So what I decided to do is not drink any wine. I'll make the mixture. On December 12th, I made the mixture and I've been drinking it ever since. I haven't been drinking any wine because I'm going to make this as one of my everyday things that I do. I love wine. Um, I come home, I sit back and I chill, but it's something that I do too much. I'm not, it doesn't make sense that I can't even introduce another drink into my everyday, regimen if all I'm doing is going straight to wine. It's like it relaxes you, it's no big deal, no big deal. And that we do that with a lot of things. With exercising, with eating right, with reading, with going to school, with, just anything that could be better for us and healthy for us, we kind of put it off and just keep doing the exact same thing over and over again. So I was like, no. And I said, you know what? That woman in the beginning of the year that went through a lot, you doing this for her. I'm doing this for me. I'm doing a sacrifice for myself. I'm doing an honor for myself for that woman that went in and came back out even stronger. For that woman that sat back and researched and moved things around and realized that, okay, this is not bad. This is good. This is change. This is growth. So I'm doing this sacrifice for me. All of this is for me. So from December 12th to January 12th on my birthday, I am not drinking any wine. And and that's a sacrifice for her. I said to myself, if you could go through all of that from March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, 10 months of going through so much changes, going through so many things. For the month of March, April, May, June was a lot. It was a lot of inner growth and change. And there were moments where I just felt like this is stupid. What am I doing? And then I kept at it. I kept digging and I found and I got there. So for that woman who kept at it, for that woman who didn't give up, even the days where she felt like where I felt like I just should have gave up, where I felt like I could easily just throw the towel in and say, fuck it, I tried. But no, I kept at it. I kept at something that I want, things that I want, but what I wanted came with change. And I could not get it the way I wanted without having to change. So because I was strong enough to change, I said, what 31 days is going to do? It's not going to hurt me not drinking wine for 31 days because that woman went 10 months in a change. I went in, I grew, and I didn't just come out as a butterfly. I came out as a dragon, I always been one, so now I'm fully out dragon. So that this is for her. This is for me. So I'm doing a sacrifice for me. I'm doing a honor for me. I'm sitting back and I'm saying to myself, you deserve this. You deserve your respect. And I'm respecting myself and I'm cleaning, moving things around, and I'm making it even stronger inner. That's going to be even stronger outer. And I say all of this to say is sometime getting what you want. No, not sometime. All the time. Getting what you want and the way you want it comes with some work. There's no way. When you were born, you just wasn't born doing all these things, talking, walking, cooking, cleaning. You had to depend on someone until you learned to do it. You had to learn how to walk, you had to learn how to talk, you had to learn how to read, you had to learn how to write. All those things were difficult things, but you learned to do it. Now, as an adult, you want bigger things, you got to put in bigger work. You can't continue doing the same things you've been doing in the past and thinking you're going to get the same outcome. You want to build a bigger house, but you're using the same set of bricks, the same amount of bricks that you used to build a small house with. It can't get bigger if you don't put more bricks, if you don't put in more work. So you have to think about it. How much do you work to you? How much work will you put in for you? Because the reason why I'm saying that is if you don't recognize your own worth, nobody will. If you don't realize what you are worth to yourself, what would you sacrifice for you? And it don't have to be drastic. It could be something like, you know what? I'm gonna start walking every day. You know what? I'm gonna just start reading this one book. Been wanting to take time out to read and dive into this. I'm gonna start reading this one book. Or I'm just going to start sitting down and just start closing my eyes and breathing. Meditation is difficult because the mind just keep doing its own thing. But I'm just going to start. I'm going to just take breaths and breathe just for 5 minutes and then 10 minutes and then 20, 30, like just what would you do for yourself? What is your self-worth? If you had to, if if the time that you put into yourself saying the work that you put into yourself was cash. So how much do you worth? If you're like, nah, not today, nah, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do that next year. You're basically saying if someone was going to give you money today for the amount of worth or work that you're planning to put in yourself, they probably gonna give you nothing. You probably get $0 and 0 cents because you choose to do zero with yourself. You put it off till the next year. So you're not going to get paid till the next year. You're not going to achieve anything till the next year. And if you're saying to yourself, well, I put in the work, I do this, I do that, then step back. Close your eyes, close your mouth, close your mind, and step back and go in. What are you doing wrong? Are you doing too much? I work out every day. I eat right. Sometimes when you think you're doing all the right things, is that you're probably being too aggressive about it and you're not seeing the whole purpose of it. Because it's like, okay, yeah, you're working out to get a good body and your body is good, but what are you doing with that? It's another level. Every time you achieve something, you go up a level. You can't do kindergarten things with a college brain. Some of you want to have all these things, you have like, you look good, you smell good, you're making money, you have all these nice things, and you're hanging around with kindergartners because you're too afraid to hang out with someone at the same level as you or even higher than you because you want to look good and flex. That's not the purpose of you achieving all these things. So what's going to happen is you're going to look good and you're going to have all these things, but you're not going to feel it. You don't feel like you earned it because you're busy being a big fish in a small pond. You want to flex on people who not putting in the work instead of showing people and hanging around people who. I had to ask myself the same thing. I don't really hang around people much. I have a small group of friends and it got even smaller. But I had to say to myself, you only hang out or talk to you when it comes to real deep thoughts. I only really go deep with myself. Like I'll talk with Naya and Des about certain things, but in depth stuff, no, because I really don't think anyone else think like me. But I have to open this. This is why I'm sitting here and recording myself talking to you because it all can't stay in my head. All of this things that I learned and that I have accomplished and that I've grown in, it all can't stay with me. It has to go out. I have to give it away to other people, show them how I did it. So basically, what I'm trying to say about the winter solstice is this is the time we're going into Capricorn season. Capricorns are known as the sea goat. And it's funny, y'all call the goat. You like to call people the goat, greatest, what is it? Um, greatest ever, no, something like that. Anyway, so y'all like to call people the goat. But if you ever sit down and think the whole purpose of a Capricorn, we have a way of, and yes, I am a Capricorn. We have a goal. We have many goals, and we're reaching for each one. Any means necessary. That's a good thing, and that's a bad thing. Because when a Capricorn puts their mind to something, we're going to get it done. When we want it, we got it. It's ours because we want it. And there's nothing going to stop us from getting it. Even if we have to stop and help you, oh, we're still going for it. So we're going into Capricorn season, and a lot of the planets, I think Venus and Mars, are all going to be going into Capricorn. Um, or and Saturn, how long is Saturn is. But a lot of the planets are moving into Capricorn, and that basically means is if you want something, it's time to stop looking at it, stop writing it down, stop talking about it. It's time to give it action. It's all of that qualities of you basically sat there and you planned it out, and now you just keep looking at it, you keep looking at it and adjusting it, and then look at it again and then you adjust it. No, 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 it's no more time for adjusting. It's time for doing. Time to start climbing. Get up and start moving. Get up and go to the goal. You want it, you better go get it. It's Capricorn season. What you want, you better go get it. And if you meet a Capricorn that's like that don't do nothing and don't move, and a real Capricorn, that's a lazy ass person, and every sign has one. So, but a lazy Capricorn, you want to fuck with those? No, because they're no good. They ain't gonna help. They ain't gonna do nothing with themselves, but just pull you down because that's their goal. Is to do nothing and pull you down. So if you meet your Capricorn that ain't doing shit, you ain't about to do shit either because that's their goal. So anyway, get off all of that. Because we're all more than just our sun signs. But I'm saying that to say, going into Capricorn season, you need to start putting your thoughts and your words to action. Get it. Go and get it. Now it's time to put in the work. Now it's time to really, really put in the work. You want it? Go get it. Write your petition. Start using your elements. Some people write petitions and burn it. I like to keep my petitions. What I honestly gonna do, I'm going to write because there's new moon on the 23rd. I want to say the new moon. And I'm going to write mine, and I'm going to put it because I love plants. If you see behind me, I love plants. So what I'm going to do with mine, I'm going to sign. This is pretty much, I love plants and everything else. So I'm going to take mine and I'm going to put it at the bottom of a pot, put dirt on it, and put my plant in and have it grow. So I'm putting in something, I'm going to write down something that I choose to manifest, and I'm going to write it down on the 23rd, and then I'm going to get a pot and a pretty plant with some dirt. I'm going to put the petition at the bottom of the pot with the dirt, and I'm going to put the plant in it, and as the plant grow is what I'm going to use as manifesting. And you don't have to do it that way. This is just something I thought of doing that I'm planning to do. A lot of people burn theirs. A lot of people, you could try to use all the elements. So if you want to burn yours, that's a good way to do it too. If you want to use the earth element, you could try it my way, or if you could even put it in the ground. If water pulls you more, go and put it in some, bring it to the lake or the beach or any place with some flowing water. Drop it in there. If you're a crystal person, you love crystals, go ahead, get your crystals that pull in energy that you're connected to. Put it on the bottom and put your crystals on top. And that's a good way to do it too. That's also earth. If you're close to the wind and you want to do something with the wind, yes, there's two ways to do that. One way that I think of, if it's windy outside and you burn it and as the wind take it, that's a good way if you want to use the wind element. Another good wind element is if you're a smoker, like if you smoke weed, um, that's the only thing. If you smoke weed, or if you, I won't say sage, Palo Santos maybe. Um, that's air. So you know the smoke. So let's say you breathe in the weed and you say your petition. You say that that's the air. That's the breath, the air you're using to pull forth that energy. The smoke from the Palo Santos, I'm trying to think what else you can burn too. There's some other stuff you can do, but that's an air element. So we did earth, we did fire, we did water, we just did air. So those are way you could practice, and it's a little bit of magic too. If you want to step into the little bit of magic, that's a good magic thing to do too. But start writing these things down. Write down where you see yourself and where you want to be. And just basically manifest it. Who says you can't have what you want? Who says it? You. You basically said I can't have it. Oh, how dare I dream that big? Okay, you don't want to dream that big? Don't dream that big, but other people out there are. And I'm dreaming big, and I'm not just dreaming it, I'm manifesting it, I'm bringing it to me because it's for me, it's mine. And what I want, I get. Remember that. So enjoy your um winter solstice. And if anyone is in the southern hemisphere enjoying the summer solstice, I'm kind of jealous. But enjoy your solstice. And this is the time for manifesting. And if you don't make it or couldn't think or couldn't figure out what you want to do for winter solstice, there's the spring, and summer, So just start. I'm sorry, there's the summer solstice that's coming up. You could do it for the summer too. So just start planning. There's still time. There's very much still time. Go in and ask yourself, what do you want me to do? How do you want us to accomplish what we've been talking about and planning for so many years? Go in and ask yourself. Remember, you came in this world, you took your first breath alone. You going out by yourself. So nobody else can tell you what you can and cannot do but you, especially if you're an adult. Nobody else. So everyone has a choice, everyone has a destiny, everyone have a reason why they're here. Everyone have a superpower. We all have our superpowers. So learn it, manifest it, and get yourself together, get your life going. So until the next time, happy winter solstice and yeah, and all the other holidays.